All right, boys and girls, we're combining two lessons today, 5.30 and 5.31. The reason we're doing that is because both of those lessons talk about adding mixed numbers with fractions. So we're just going to do them together because I think that you guys are pretty confident in that. So the first one we're going to start with is just one mixed number plus a fraction. So the way we can talk about this is we know that a mixed number is a whole number, which is larger, and a fraction, which is a small piece, not a whole. And we always want to add our wholes first. So if you add your wholes together, I have two wholes, but I have no other wholes. So it's almost like I have 0 wholes. So we know 2 plus 0 is 2. Then if I want to add my fractions, I have 1/8 plus 5/8. Well, we know that 1 plus 5 is 6, so I have 6/8. If you're not 100% confident on that, then you could do a number line if you needed to. Jump out to 2 and then make sure it's broken into eighths and count them up. Or if you wanted to, you could turn this into an improper fraction, which would give you 17/8 plus 5/8, and solve it from there, which is 22/8, and then turn it back into your mixed number, which, if we said 8/8 equals 1, 16/8 equals 2, 24/8 equals 3. We know we're going to deal with the 16/8, which is 2 wholes. 16 from 22 is 6. Same answer. Whatever works for you. So as I said, you add those wholes first, and then you add your fraction. So it's kind of like saying 2 plus 1/8 plus 5/8 and breaking it down that way, if that helps you at all. All right, let's go ahead and do the next one. I'd like you to go ahead and write this down, 2 3/4 plus 3 1/4. Pause while you do that. Now let's go ahead and add them together. Again, we add our wholes first. 2 plus 3 wholes is 5, or 2 ones plus 3 ones is 5 ones. Then we're going to add our fractions. 3/4 plus 1/4. Well, we know that's 4/4. Wait a minute. This is one way to write it, but that's not how you'd usually see it. What do you notice about those 4/4? Oh, they're equal to a whole. So this equals 1 whole. So I had 5 plus 4/4, or 5 plus 1, which really equals 6. Those 4/4 are equal to a whole. So I had 5 wholes, or 5 ones, plus 1 1, which equals 6. This is the next one we're going to look at, 2 5/8 plus 3 5/8. And what I want you guys to do is I want you to break it down just a little bit like this. Let's take our 2 plus 5/8 plus your 3 plus 5/8. So I just took this and I broke it into 2 pieces just to make it a little easier. Let's add our wholes. 2 plus 3 is 5. 2 ones plus 3 ones is 5 ones. Plus 5/8 plus 5/8 is 10/8. So I have an improper fraction, so I actually have to figure out what this is. I could say it's 5 10/8, but the problem is that kind of looks funny. We don't usually write that way. We usually get as many wholes as possible. So we're not going to do it that way. We are, however, going to break down our 10/8. So can you pull out a whole? Yeah, you should have been able to pull out 8 eighths. That's 1 whole. And how many eighths are left? If I took away 8, what do you think, Abby? Yeah, 2 eighths. Abby just said, why did she say my name? Just make sure you're paying attention. Now I have 5 plus 8 eighths plus 2 eighths. Again, that 8 eighths is equivalent to 1 whole. Good job. So 5 plus 1 plus 2 eighths. Look at that. It gets easier every step. I add my ones. 5 plus 1 is 6, and my fraction is 2 eighths. Some of you smarty potatoes may have done this and called it 6 1/4 because 2 divided by 2 is 1, 8 divided by 2 is 4. Either one is a correct answer. What we could do next is we could actually make a number line. And to do that, we're going to start at 2. And we're going to take ourselves to 7 because we started with 2 here. We're past 2, and then we're a little past 6, so it has to go to 7. This is a difference of 5, so I'm going to cut it into fifths as best as I can. Go ahead and make sure you do that. Pause if you need to. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start out at 2. And I'm going to add my whole number first because that's what we did here. So let's go ahead and add 3. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So now, can I add my fractions? Yeah. I have 5 eighths and 5 eighths. Well, I guess I need to cut these wholes into eighths. See how I cut 5 to 6 into eighths? Go ahead and do that for both this whole and this whole. Each side should be cut into eighths. Pause while you do it. Here's what you should kind of end up with. And we're going to be adding 5 eighths. So let's do that. 1 eighth, 2 eighths, 3 eighths, 4 eighths, 5 eighths, 5 eighths right here. Then we're going to add another 5 eighths. 1 eighth, 2 eighths, 3 eighths, 4 eighths, 5 eighths. Right there. 6 wholes and 2 eighths. 2 eighths. So we know our answer is correct. The last one we're going to do before I set you off is this one right here. Go ahead and write that down. While you're writing it down, I want to show you just one more way to add up mixed numbers, and then you can pick whatever path you want. On the problem set, they're going to have you try number lines and try a variety of ways. Pick the one that works for you. Do a little bit of what they ask and then go to what works for you. So we just said that we can add our whole numbers first. So 5 ones plus 6 ones is 11 ones. And we're going to keep our 5 eighths this time with our whole. But then we already used our 6, so what's left? 5 eighths. So what we need to ask ourselves is, what does 5 eighths, what does this 5 eighths need to get to a whole? And then we're going to break this one down to make it happen. 5 eighths plus 3 eighths gets us to a whole. And we can take that from there because there were 5. And what's left? Oh, that's 2 eighths. But if I take this right here, I have 11 ones, and I just made another one. So that means I have 12 ones. And then my fraction, which is 2 eighths. Just one more way to figure it out. All right, go ahead and grab your problem set and a partner and work on that until I call time. Thanks, and good luck.